Good morning. I'm multitasking very well. How are we all doing? Welcome to twitch.tv/Ice Cream Plus. My name is Grim Day. Hey, how are you doing? I'm joined by the man that we call Bibby. I'll rate Bib.
Good morning, Graham. Good morning. How are you doing?
Yeah, not too bad. Not too bad, apart from failing at multitasking, having you laughing at me as we were doing the countdown video. I was trying to, as the countdown was finishing. So usually we, we tried to go live at 10 o'clock. That's the aim. It doesn't happen. It doesn't. Yeah, we aim for 10 o'clock ish. But usually it's quite considerable later. It is at the moment. Anyway, today I was trying to do 3 things as we were going live. I still haven't even put on my own Instagram yet that we are live yet. I managed to get a tweet out, but I was doing 2 other things at the same time as that. I was having 2 different WhatsApp conversations, plus talking to Bibby, plus trying to put the social bits out. My brain was just like,
yeah.
Flatline.
You see it coming out your ears as you're going through it.
I am exceptional at tasking. I am abysmal at multitasking. Give me one thing to do and I will do it incredibly well. My aptitude for data retention and stuff is exceptional. Give me 2 things to do at the same time. Nope, that's it. Yeah, I might as well just not bother. Yeah, so yeah, no. Anyway, good morning. How are you all doing? Welcome to twitch.tv/Ice Cream Uploads. My name is Grim Day. As mentioned, this is Bib. We are Ice Cream, and in true Ice Creamy fashion, this is your scoop, your daily dose of news from the world of video games and beyond. We go live on twitch.tv/Ice Cream Uploads each and every single weekday at 10 a.m. Ish. It's now 8 minutes to 12. It's almost lunchtime, but that's fine. It's Monday. I mean, the first day of the week, the busiest day of the week, and it absolutely is for us so far today, is almost like halfway through. Well, from the like day clock kind of thing. You've probably got 5-6 hours left of working day, but it's fine. Anyway, it's almost lunchtime. Do grab yourself a brew, grab yourself a drink, maybe even grab yourself your early lunch if you can't be bothered waiting until it actually hits 12. And sit yourself down because we will go through the biggest, the best, and the breaking stories from the world of video games right here, right now for the next hour or so. We do go live on twitch.tv/Ice Cream Uploads, but we also turn the live stream into a podcast. So if you are with us live on Twitch, please do feel free to get involved in the chat because the video, the live stream gets turned into a video for YouTube and an audio podcast on iTunes, Spotify, SoundCloud, and Google Play. So if you're in the stream, please do feel free to get involved on behalf of everyone watching and listening on demand. On demand. Nice. A little bit later on. Before we do jump into the news. Yeah, that's nice. Nice. You can tell. Multitasking. Fun times. Before we jump into the news, a couple of things. First of all, ! Loot drop. I did look down at the chat bot then. It does appear to be running, so that should be there. If you are a subscriber to our channel, make sure you're in a Discord. If you're not a subscriber, but you think, do you know what, I might subscribe, well then, if you want to, that's exceptional. We would absolutely love it. Obviously, anyone that does subscribe to the channel does support the channel. Obviously, subscriptions cost you money, unless you have a free one with your Amazon Prime, but that still technically costs you money to get that. But anyone that is a subscriber, not only do you get to support our channel, but we try to support you back as well. So we like to give back to all subscribers to our channel, which is where the loot drop comes in. Subscribers get entered into a prize draw each and every month. Speaking of which, Enix with the 16-month Prime. All right, Shagger. All right, love. All right, Twinkle. All right, darling.
That's Shagger.
Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Speaking of which, are you joining us for the Xbox watch along, Jordan? Because when we've spoken about it the last few times, you've not been around. Although we've assumed you were probably in the conversation, but I don't know. Can do if you want. Oh well, don't do us a favour, love. Don't do, we're asking what you want to be in. But yeah, just let us know. So yeah, the loot drop, ! Loot drop. If you want to have a chance of winning prizes, which this month's prizes could be a crate of moose juice from Muscle Moose, an ICU esports jersey maybe, if that tickles your fancy, or you get a choice of 1 of 2 games. NBA 2K22 plus Kena Bridge of Spirits. Not plus, or one of those 4 prizes. You get to choose which one you want if you are a subscriber on, I believe it's the 6th. Is it this time? The 6th. Yes, Monday
yes.
the 6th. So 2 weeks today we will do that draw. So you've got 2 weeks to make sure you're a sub on the 6th. If you're a sub and it runs out on the 5th, it don't count. So make sure you're a sub on the 6th. If you've got 1 sub that you want to use, Just wait. I mean, if you use it now, you'll be fine. But if it expires anytime soon, make sure you use it before then. You'll be good. You'll be good. Nice. As well as that, since we've just mentioned them within there, exclamation mark Muscle Moose. If you want to get yourself a crate of moose juice, some energy drinks, some snacks, then obviously use our code. You can save 25% on all purchases. We don't earn anything through that, so don't worry about trying to get your orders in to keep us sustained. It's just about good snacks for you that you get a discount. They've managed to give us a discount code for our community, which is nice to see. So cheers to Muscle Moose Juice, you lovely people. Let's see. Let me show it as well, because it's actually partially for the fact that it's ridiculously warm, but oh yeah, it's nice and cool. Actually, that's why I haven't turned my fan on. There we go. That's why it's so warm in here. Fan on.
Sweltering in there.
You goddamn right. Let me jump back through the chat. West was here nice and early. Before going live as well. He just randomly came to the chat and just posted a clock emoji because that's what he does. Good morning, West. Chapper says, timely fashion for the 10 a.m.-ish, as always, lads. You got them right, on brand. Tito, good morning. Chapper says, wait, I forgot the cool animated one, and then drops our exclusive subscriber emote that comes with an audible function. We have 2 emotes that have audible functions. One of them is static, one of them is animated, but they both sound like this.
Hello.
Yeah, goddamn right. Multitasking is a lie. You only ever do one task at any moment in time. I mean, that's the most applicable sentence that's ever been applicable to me. I only ever do one task at a time. That is true. Good morning, gents. Good morning, Gaga. Mr. T says hello. I'll rate. Lake says, just in time for my coffee break, for me not to be able to watch as my phone battery is almost over. Oh, no.
Someone didn't charge the phone up last night, did they?
Or someone's been watching dodgy videos when they're supposed to be working. We know, like, we know.
I see you on YouTube. That's what he's watching.
Goddamn right. They're the dodgiest of videos. Not made plans. Just let me know the details. Xbox tomorrow. Ta-da. Although we are getting that locked in kind of last minute. Today, so we'll lock all that stuff in today, so we'll let you know. But if you are wanting to watch the Xbox conference, that does take place tomorrow night. Then the night after, there is Gamescom opening night live. We will be doing live watch-alongs for both of those conferences. So if you want to grab yourself some snacks in ready for tomorrow night and the day after, we will be doing live watch-alongs here on Twitch. There is an indie one on the 26th as well. I'm not sure if we are doing that one, or I say we, and by that I mean I don't know if Baby's got plans to do that one, but I will not be around for that one. I know that one for sure.
I don't think we want to do that one.
Cool. Cheetah says, whoa, Kirby enthusiasm right there. Bro just woke up. Chill, would love a gift sub if anyone is gifting. What? Don't ask for gifts, it's bad form. Plus, I play Marvel Avengers, so you know I'm just on a trophy grind. Okay. Is there new trophies? Have they just unlocked stuff? I know there's. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna buy Madden. I won't admit anything. Oh, okay. That's 2 separate things. I was like, what? But you're gonna buy Madden, but then you've also been watching dodgy videos that you're not gonna admit to. That's nice. I see. Don't know all the lads bought it to get trophies, but it's a mad grind. It's better than it used to be. Wakanda DLC is good. I've heard good stuff about the Avengers stuff. Not that it's perfect though. That it's better, but not that it's perfect. But anyway, that's enough of that. We've got enough content and games to talk about. That is not Avengers. So we will start off the show by talking about what we've been talking about already. That Gamescom live streams will detail every event that you need to watch this week, including the 2 that we will be covering live here on twitch.tv/Ice Cream Uploads. So we'll go through all of that information. Andy Robinson has it all covered in a nice concise article on VGC. We'll then jump through the other stories of the day, including the fact that Halo Infinite's campaign won't ship with co-op at launch, which basically confirms that Xbox is crap and Halo is useless. Moving ahead, I'm only joking. Just Jordan's in the chat. I can just feel him angry typing. I can hear it just echoing out across Salford. No, Halo Infinite's campaign won't ship with co-op at launch, and Forge won't make the holiday release either. We'll run through that, plus the fact that Sledgehammer Games claims not showing Activision's logo during Vanguard was a creative choice. Was it? Elsewhere, WWE 2K22's newest teaser trailer. Oh my god, teaser trailer. Yes.
What?
I do love a good WWE 2K22 teaser trailer. I fucking love a teaser trailer. It's exceptional stuff. Anyway, as well as the teaser trailer, a teaser trailer announces a March 22 release for WWE 2K22. And then finally, Warner Brothers will show Lego Star Wars, the Skywalker Saga, for the first time in a year at Gamescom. Oh.
Oi, ice up, hello, ice up, hello, ice up, hello.
Oi, ice up, hello, ice up, hello, ice up, hello. Thank you very much for 11 months, West. All right, Treacle. All right, darling. Called you out a minute ago. Said that you were in chat before we even went live. And that's dedication. I'll read. So, yes, Skywalker Saga will be seen at Gamescom. Do you know what? I'm actually going to move that one up to second just because it sticks with Gamescom. And then we'll run through the other bits afterwards. So, first of all, Bib.
Yes?
It's Gamescom week. You looking forward to content?
It is Gamescom week. I'll be looking forward to it even more if I was there, but we're not. So, yeah, I suppose we'll make do with what we've been given. I'm not being greedy.
I mean, you can't be there physically, but you can essentially be there by watching along digitally.
You can be the host.
Yeah.
We are officially. Can we make that clickbait? Like, we officially are going to be hosting Gamescom this year.
I'm going to change our names. We'll both be called Jeff. I'll be like Jeff.
Yeah.
Jeff Daly, and you can be Jeff Bibley.
I'll be Keeley.
Yeah, exactly. Bibby's Keeley. All right, Keeley.
That works. Yeah, that works.
So there you go. Jeff and Keeley will be bringing you all of the content live on twitch.tv/ice cream uploads. But here's the rundown. Andrew Robertson at VGC has this article. Gamescom live streams every event you need to watch this week. Xbox, Opening Night Live, and more set to stream announcements. So just in case you've missed this over the last couple of weeks, we have been confirming that we will be doing Gamescom watch along, starting with Xbox tomorrow night. We'll do Xbox and then the Opening Night Live conference, which would basically be a rinse and repeat of last year's Gamescom coverage. So do feel free to join us for that. We'll be putting some social posts out about that a little bit later on today. We will also just confirm with our guests. At the bare minimum, you've got me and Bib, but we could also be joined by the likes of Mr. T, Enix, Mr. Ben Ward, maybe even an Eco or a show, depending on who is free and available for the event. So we'll sound out our buddies and get some people on board the show. Anyway, enough of our content. Let's speak about Gamescom as a whole. Jumping back into the article, Gamescom's all-digital event kicks off this week, bringing with it a slew of new game announcements and glimpses of the biggest upcoming titles. Gamescom 2021 will be an all-digital event for the second year running after its organisers abandoned plans to stage a hybrid show combining digital elements with on-site events due to restrictions around the COVID-19 pandemic. Gamescom 2021's main event days will take place from August the 26th to the 27th, following an Opening Night Live showcase, which will again be produced by journalist Jeff Keighley. Major game publishers have confirmed their participation in this month's event, including Xbox, EA, Sega, and Activision. Read on for all the major Gamescom live streams you need to look out for, and stay tuned to VGC for the biggest news as it arrives. I'm just going to take the news off the screen for just a second, because you can't quite see it now. Bibby's cat was trying to escape. Like the cat was stretching up the door on the
the door, right? I let her. I didn't even notice. I thought she was still in bed.
She was like full on stretching, like, let me out. Anyway, jumping back into the news. Destiny 2 showcase. Bungie is set to hold a Destiny showcase on Tuesday, August 24th at 5 p.m. British summertime, so that's 5 p.m. time in the UK, detailing both Season of the Lost and possibly next year's Witch Queen expansion. Potentially, the event could lend even further weight to an alleged leak detailing the game's future roadmap. Destiny 2 could be set to receive Halo-themed content as part of Bungie's 30th anniversary plans later this year, according to a document claiming to contain leaked content. The Destiny 2 community has been documenting elements of the alleged leak that have since been proven correct, and this week a significant milestone was hit when Bungie confirmed the game's next season, Season of the Lost, something first named in the leak post. Then we have the Xbox Gamescom stream, which is set for 6 p.m. UK time and will offer in-depth updates from some of our previously announced Xbox Game Studio titles, alongside some of our third-party partners, as well as news on titles coming to Xbox Game Pass. That was a quote from Xbox, by the way. Xbox Game Studios will likely use the event to provide updates on upcoming 2021 games such as Forza Horizon 5 and Halo Infinite. Users can watch the show on YouTube, twitch.tv/ice-cream-uploads, Facebook Gaming, Twitter, and select regional sites like vk.com in Russia, which doesn't sell the vodka kick drinks that you used to be able to buy in pubs and stuff.
Jesus, I haven't heard that in a while.
Yeah, vk.com instantly reminds me of, can I get a VK Blue? So vk.com in Russia and Bibi in China. Billy Billy. In addition, Xbox also points to the August 25th Gamescom opening night live in its show plans brief, which could suggest that the platform holder will also feature some of its games during the Jeff and Keighley hosted show. That's me and Bib, just in case you missed that 5 minutes ago. In addition to the Xbox event, Bethesda Germany will have its own live stream program over several days, starting from August the 26th, and you can tune into Bethesda's main stream on Twitch. Then, Gamescom opening night live. So Gamescom will hold its own live event on Wednesday, August the 25th, with an opening live showcase including over 30 games. Köln Messe and the German Games Industry Association have confirmed. Opening night live will start at 6:30 UK time with a half-hour pre-show followed by the main event, which will last for 2 hours. We are delighted to produce another Gamescom opening night live, which will present more than 30 games from across the industry this year, said event host and producer Jeff Keighley. The community can look forward to new games reveals, updates on the most anticipated games, and other surprises with guests on stage, and much more, all live streamed for fans around the world. This year, for the first time, Keighley will be joined by a co-host from Germany, with Game Stars Natasha Becker sharing the stage. Gamescom Awesome Indies. So the Indie Focus Showcase is again set to take place on Thursday, August 26th at 7 p.m. UK time and offer exclusive looks and the most exciting indie games on the horizon. I'm assuming that should be at the most. Anyway, the event, which is produced in collaboration with website IGN, will be hosted by internet personality Michael Swaim from Los Angeles, California. Announcements and trailers will be interspersed with comedy bits and other surprises in various locations around Venice Beach. And then Future Game Show. So Future Publishing, Future Publishing's Future Game Show at Gamescom arrives on Thursday, August 26th at 9 p.m. BST, hosted by Maggie Robertson, which is Lady Dimitrescu from the Resident Evil Village, and Aaron LaPlante, who's the Duke from Resident Evil Village. Quote, this special Gamescom edition of the Future Game Show will feature more than 40 games from a variety of publishers, including Frontier Developments, Team 17, Koch Media, and Tripwire Interactive, Future said. The series of Future Game shows have enjoyed over 100 million viewers so far, with a record-breaking E3 2021 event, which reached 3 million live viewers and 35+ million post-show views. So that's all the content. Quick run through. Destiny Showcase on Tuesday at 5 p.m. Xbox on Tuesday at 6 p.m. Gamescom opening night live on Wednesday at 6:30. Awesome Indies on Thursday at 7 p.m. and then Future Game Show on Thursday at 9 p.m. That's all the shows. We will have the second and third. So we'll have the Xbox Gamescom stream plus the Gamescom opening night live stream covered for you live right here on twitch.tv/icecreamuploads. But that is a shitload of content, Bib. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, that is a shitload of content, Graham. I think the biggest two there are obviously the opening night live and the Xbox One. Xbox was probably the only one that came close. Well, it was the only one, in my opinion, that got a 9 out of 10 from E3. So going back into that again, seeing what Bethesda are up to, are we going to see anything from Skyrim, considering they've just announced it coming out for next-gen consoles again? I imagine they're going to have a little designated segment towards that, showing that from what that happened on the 360 to then the Xbox One and then over to Xbox Series X, just showing like a timeline of how things have evolved texture-wise and resolution and everything else that comes along with that. That wouldn't surprise me. But yeah, it's going to be a madness. I can't wait for both of them, to be fair. The amount of stuff that we're going to get to see, like the likes of Halo, the likes of Forza, it's going to be magic. It's going to be magic. I love this time of year, man. I love this time of year. Again, it's a crying shame that we're not going to be there to have to take it all in again. But we just make use of what we've got at this moment in time. Let's just hope that the shows are of a good pace and good content-wise. I think people would have learned a lot from what happened at E3. The feedback that some publishers were getting with some of their content, not naming any names. I think they would have taken it in their own stride and gone, you know what, we need to make this hype. I hate the word hype because it's just so, it's like using the word legend nowadays, you know what I mean? It just gets overused, but just make it enjoyable.
Legendary
watchable. Yeah, give it that extra shine on it. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, I'm looking forward to all the shows. We're not going to be able to stream absolutely everything, every bit of it, because I don't think that's the kind of content that we probably would like to make. It's a lot of it we probably won't know most of it, so it's just kind of like, yeah, this looks good, but as people who obviously work in the industry as well, it's nice to be able to weigh in when we can. And I think a lot of the stuff that we do cover, we can weigh in on. There's no point just doing it for the sake of doing it. Do you know what I mean?
Yes. Just jumping back in the chat, Enix says we need another Koch show. I just want to jump on that quickly as well. We will continue to take the piss out of Koch, by the way, because the conference last year was a swing and a miss. But I do also want to wrap that in the caveat that we actually have quite a lot of respect for Koch, because this is the company that has massive amount of reach in terms of development-wise, but also right through to distribution. So Koch will take the piss because we know that they tried to do something last year, but they basically had GDC last year. A few months ago, they basically had GDC at E3, which doesn't work. So Game Developers Conference is usually people talking in depth about development process, reasons why, and so on. E3 is consumer marketing, and they kind of swing and a miss. So the Koch show was bad, but it wasn't so much as it was bad. It was the wrong content. So yeah, we will take the piss out of Koch because it's fair play, it's open play. It was the wrong content at the right place, kind of thing. So they were at the right show, but they brought the wrong content to it. So we will take the piss. That said, Koch Media. I mean, even the last couple of days, has anyone seen that suddenly the Saints Row social media channels have started to come back to life? That's Koch Media.
Wasn't about that.
Buzzing
about that.
So yeah, so we will take the piss, but friendly. Nice, by the way. Just
from a good place. I think is it there? I don't want to say it's their first one, but they're learning as they go along. Like, not everyone hits a home run in the first. Yeah. Like, there's been many Xbox shows that have been absolutely fucking toilet. Then they absolutely knock a 9 out of 10 out of at E3. So it's just a case of less time with the interviews, more time. I mean, the interview things wasn't wrong. Like, to get a behind the scenes look, it was a super deep dive stuff. Like, there will be people who would have been creaming themselves for 2 hours about that shit. It's just the majority of the audience.
When you've just had Xbox going, Game Pass, and then you go to like Koch Media, it's like no. And the worst thing is like I imagine they were all stood on a stage in the eaves, like waiting to come out and just do their little bit, like Britain's Got Talent sort of thing, X Factor. You've got the arena in front of you. You stood there at the side. You're Koch Media. You've got your little notepad in front of you, thinking, "I'm going to nail this. Yeah, we're going to talk about all these cool things. People are going to like these in-depth conversations." And then Xbox comes out and goes, "Huzzah! Big green lights." Imagine Koch Media stood there going, "Oh no, oh no, we can't stop this now though. We just have to just go through it." So it's comedy, but you know what? If anyone's ever been to Gamescom, you see like the business areas, Koch Media, they nail everything when it comes to all of the business side of things. And now that's the first time I've seen Koch Media make a swing and a miss. So we will take the piss because it wasn't bad. It was just wrong. And that's where the banter comes from. I just wanted to add to the caveat, because obviously anyone that was in those streams that's joked about it with us, we all know we're in the same boat when it comes to that level of thinking. It was just the fact that I went Koch Media or whatever I did when I was reading through it. Anyone that may not have seen that, I just wanted to get the caveat out. So we're open to Koch Media content, but we are also open to the idea of taking the piss, just like we do for ourselves and stuff. So sorry, Koch Media, until you hit out the park, we are going to take the piss, but we'll like to see more. Asim says, "No big purple dildo, no buy." That's just Asim's weekly shopping, by the way. That's nothing to do with Saints Row at all. We need another Koch show. I will never forget that. Baby Ben and I share a bond through it. Exactly.
We came out the other side. It's okay.
You came out the other side. You knew more about yourselves than you did before you went in. It was an experience. It's soul searching. There you go. They have an awesome game portfolio. Also, can't wait for Saints Row. Yeah, exactly. Can I get some VC, please? Some VC? Vice City? I don't know. VC? What do you mean by VC? Tell me. Tito says, 12 months of writing about how good value Xbox Game Pass is, where for a low monthly fee of $9.99 you get access to hundreds of thousands of games, including day one releases and EA Play, and you can even get the first 3 months for only £1, and I don't get asked to join the Xbox Watch Along. I feel snubbed. Tito, do you want to get involved? Because if you do, you can get involved for just the low monthly fee of $9.99, where you can get access to one stream per Gamescom, and you can get involved for just one-off payment of 7,000. If you want to get involved, then let us know. We haven't locked anything in yet, but if you are interested, then yeah. Wes says, nearly the anniversary, 11 months. Thank you very much, mid. Thank you very much. I had a call and had to leave. How's that for dedication? You like to see it? Just sat there waiting, takes a call, comes back. Tito says, nah, I'm busy. Well, screw you then. Screw you. Yeah. But no, I agree. The biggest bits are definitely Xbox Gamescom stream and the Gamescom opening night live stream. Those two are huge. That said, Destiny going first, that's an interesting one. So going out an hour before the Xbox Gamescom stream, is this Destiny talking to their community? Is this Destiny trying to get everyone in the games world looking at the game before it goes? Is this Destiny going, okay, well, there's an Xbox event where they're either going to start with or end with Halo Infinite? It's going to be one or the other. It starts or ends with it. And the fact that Destiny could have some Halo-themed content as part of Bungie's 30th anniversary plans, is that Destiny basically trying to get Halo eyes on Destiny? Like, it could be interesting. It could be them going through, okay, these are expansions, these are our plans for it, this is and then at like 5:55, 5 minutes left of the conference, 5 minutes until the Xbox stuff starts, they then go, oh, by the way, one more thing, and then it's like world premiere, and then we get to see like Master Chief skins, or is it the Warthog or whatever it was called? I can't remember what the thing is. The Warthog. Yeah, so do we get some vehicle skins and stuff into thing? And then it's like, if you want to see more, join the Xbox Gamescom stream starting live right now on twitch.tv/Ice Cream Uploads, because Graham and Bibby are Jeff and Keeley, and they're absolute legends, mate. So, I mean, if it is that, I think that's a good call. Having some Halo themed content just before the Xbox stream, where they start talking about Halo content, is a really good way to get eyes on Destiny before that all kicks off. So, GG's.
I still think Destiny's a tough sell then.
Not tough sell at all.
That's such a shitty statement, mate. I'm not apologizing for it, but the fact that it's free to play, like, the play base is still obviously massive, so that's why they think they can have a conference for it. But have they got enough to be able to show off? Like, I'm generally out of the Destiny loop, so I have no idea what it is that they've got going on. But there must be a reason why they're having a conference.
Well, you
this big at Gamescom.
We're letting the cat out as I went through the Destiny bit. So I'll go over it again. Bungie set to hold Destiny showcase, detailing both Season of the Lost and possibly next year's Witch Queen expansion. Potentially, the event could lend further weight to allegedly detailing the game's future roadmap. Destiny 2 could be set to receive Halo-themed content as part of Bungie's 30th anniversary plans. Blah, 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 blah. The Destiny 2 community has been documenting elements of the alleged leak that have since been proven correct. And this week, a significant milestone was hit when Bungie confirmed the game's next season, Season of the Lost, something first named in the leak post. So this could be just something like speaking to your own audience, like the Resident Evil showcase. They've got new expansions coming, new season content. This could be a good way of them speaking directly to their community, which is exactly what you kind of want to be doing. You keep your community in the loop. If you've got a game that's free to play and continued live service, you need to keep speaking to people so that they feel those touch points. But by having the Halo themed content as well, if that is a thing, then that's a real good way of making it not just speaking to your community, not just preaching to the converted. That's preaching wider. And if there is Halo themed content there, particularly when you're on the cusp of Halo Infinite announcements, that's how you get the Jordans of the world that are big Halo guys. Not that he's never played Destiny, but that's how you get them to go, I'm just going to just check this stream out as well. So yeah, it's smart. I don't think Halo's a hard sell. It's just like, as with any games that have been out for a while, people often think, I didn't try it, I didn't play it. But having those Halo contents, having Marvel's characters in Fortnite and so on, all of those bits are there to bring in new players. People often think, okay, a wall has been established. There is a barrier. The barrier is that the game is out and I've not played it, so I'm not one of the core fans. But then by going, but Halo's here, mate. Oh, okay, well, do you know what? Maybe I'll just step inside and have a quick look. So it's not a hard sell. It's definitely doing more than enough for itself. But yeah, smart move. Pulling on that Bungie history just on the eve of Xbox Gamescom Halo content, yeah, exceptional. I mean, I drove to the office last week for the first time in 9 months, and I had Master Chief talking to me on the Waze app. I was driving a Warthog down the road. By the way, if anyone didn't see that, I mean, Halo have been really good and proactive in putting their brand into. So they had what was it, the Monster Energy stuff. There's a Waze tie over, so if you're driving anywhere, you can change the Waze voice. Turn left at the junction to what was it? It's like. Get ready to exit left. Let's go. It's like, yeah. Fuck yeah. And it's like, okay, it's like roads merging to the right. Eyes up, or stuff like that. And it's like, fuck yeah. So I drove into the office with Master Chief talking to me last week. But that's good for Destiny, and it's good for Halo as well, because Halo is it needs to get out of its own bubble, because Halo fans will know about Halo. I'm not a Halo fan, so I'm not your average gamer, because obviously we do a podcast on it. I know quite a lot of the games industry news, but Halo it will suffer from the same things. It's another Halo game. I don't know about the flood or whatever they were called that Jordan talked us through last time. I don't know what that is. I don't know what a warthog is. Why has he got Pumbaa anyway? What's that even in there for? God. But you put that into Waze, okay, that's cool. And then you get a Monster Energy drink thing as you parked up listening to Master Chief talk to you in your car, and there's a bus stop that's got Halo Monster Energy drink on the side, and so on. You suddenly start, do you know what? This is everywhere. Maybe I need to get into this. So Halo is doing a really good all angles coverage, and Destiny, similar sort of thing. So yeah, both good. Speed camera up ahead seems like a trap. Get ready. Incredible. Let's scroll back up. West says, also, there's no Man U plays in Garth Crooks' Team of the Week. It's Garth Crooks. You just don't pay attention to that. The sooner people stop paying attention to Garth Crooks, the quicker he goes away. Destiny stream is to tie into the release of the new season at Tuesday's reset. I think it's just coincidence that it's Gamescom adjacent. It probably is coincidence, but it absolutely makes sense to to tie it in there. So if it is Gamescom adjacent, the fact that they've gone, I mean, do they usually do it at 5 p.m? Do you play a lot of Destiny, Luke? Is it usually that time, or have they gone at that time to try and obviously get out of the way of the other stuff? Because even though they will have their own showcase, and Destiny fans will be widely open to that, often people that are big fans of one game will have that game usurped by first-party content. So if there was FIFA content, usually that's not in the way of an Xbox stuff, but if people had to choose between FIFA or Xbox, a lot of people will go, okay, well, I play my Xbox first. I mean, I play FIFA more than anything, but I'll play Xbox or PES or PUBG, whatever. They'll usually go for the first party stuff. Too much Destiny, resets at 6 p.m, so when it is, it's 5 p.m-ish. I mean, having that Halo stuff, though, imagine that's just like, that's the stars aligning. If they haven't planned this, a 5 p.m. reset just before, a 5 p.m. announcement just before reset at 6 p.m. when Gamescom kicks off with Halo stuff in there, that's like, ha, ha, ha. Yeah. It's full on stars aligning. So, yeah. Nico is first. I'm like a bajillion hours behind him. Yeah. He's all right. He's okay. He's okay. Luke Bastille is only second to Nico in terms of Destiny playing, I believe. Alota says, Konao. No luck catching those Destinies then. Good morning. We are talking about the fact that Gamescom week is now live. We will be doing live watch-alongs tomorrow evening for the Xbox Gamescom stream, and then the day after for Gamescom opening night live, presented by Jeff and Keeley. That's me and Bib, but we are channeling our inner Jeff Keeley so that we can bring you the show. So there you go. So feel free to join us for those live watch-alongs. But there is, just to give you a quick recap, on Tuesday there's the Destiny 2 showcase and the Xbox Gamescom stream. On Wednesday there is Gamescom opening night live, and then on Thursday there's Gamescom's Awesome Indies followed by the Future Games Show. So there's 5 different broadcasts this week. We will be covering 2 of them, so there is 3 more. Feel free to get involved. Nice. Yeah. Anyway, sticking with Gamescom, I bumped this one up the order just so we can keep narrative on track. This one is by Yin-Poole at Eurogamer. It says, Warner Brothers will show Lego Star Wars The Skywalker Saga for the first time in a year at Gamescom. Now, that's a name I've not heard in a long time. Warner Brothers will show LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga for the first time in a year at Gamescom next week. Jeff Keighley tweeted to say Gamescom Opening Night Live, which kicks off at 7 p.m. UK time on Wednesday, will feature a new look at LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga. The last time we saw the game in action was August 2020, with the gameplay trailer below. Let me hit play on that. Scrolling. Nice. The Skywalker Saga, an all-new retelling of all 9 Star Wars films, was revealed at E3 2019 and was initially expected to come out in late 2020 on Nintendo Switch, PS4, PS5, Xbox One, and Series X and S, but it was delayed to spring 2021. Warner Brothers then delayed the game for the second time without providing an updated release window. Tom saw a demo in 2019 that showed Tatooine, one of the game's many open-world areas, built in a new engine for the long-running LEGO series. It looked ambitious, with a promise of being able to land there in any one of the saga's 3 main time periods. While we wait, check out DF Retro's video on the Super Star Wars trilogy on SNES. It's really good. So there you go. Pretty simple, straight to the point. But, you know, after a little bit of hiatus, LEGO Star Wars, the Skywalker Saga, is back. Have you got space in your life for another LEGO Star Wars game, babe?
Well, absolutely. I think I love Lego games anyway. I think if you haven't played any of them because you think they're too childish and they're not up your street, just pick a subject or topic of game that you like. You got Indiana Jones. You've got any of the DC games. You got the Batman, obviously, games as well in there. You're gonna have Star Wars. You've already got Harry Potter. You've got Pirates of the Caribbean. There is so many different Lego games. I'm fairly certain you'll be able to find one. But please play it because they are unbelievable. I cannot wait to play this one. I definitely think that this is a game, because you should be able to play this online co-op, that me and you end up going through. Like, all 9 Star Wars games are being put into this one. It being potentially open world-ish, but this had an open-ended date of when it could be coming out in 2021. Do you think at the end of this, it could possibly say it's coming out September 23rd or something like that? Like, it's so close that this is why it's getting its own kind of like focus being put on it.
Yes. I think this is possible. That took me so much effort to try and change the fucking Mandalorian helmet off camera then. God damn it! This is the way.
I thought the call had dropped out. I genuinely thought that the call had dropped out then. I had no idea. I can't see. I can only see in the preview, and it's like a minute and a half behind.
It was because Lotus had said the started and finished watching The Mandalorian was amazing. Which made me feel like I'd put the Mandalorian helmet on, but I forgot how logistically difficult it is to get the Mandalorian helmet on when you've got these headphones on and you've not got the in-ears on and stuff. So I started it and I thought, oh no, mistakes were made, but I'm too far in. I've got to commit to it. Yeah, I think that could be it. I think this is probably going to be the date reveal. The fact that we had a date and the fact that the date changed and then the date eventually was scrapped, this will be the... Actually, voicemail back on.
This Christmas, Star Wars is back.
That kind of thing. I would be surprised if we don't get, like, those words kind of flashing up in Lego, but Star Wars style. This October or whenever it is. I would be surprised if we don't get it. And it's a perfect game to release at Christmas. You've got new gen consoles. A lot more will be sold at the end of the year, providing they're available. I imagine they will be because they're becoming. They are becoming more. They're easy to get compared to what they were. I mean, they're still not super easy to get, but they are much more easy to get. Anyway, by the end of the year, there will be a lot more PS5s and a lot more Series X's and S's in the world. So dropping a Lego Star Wars game, Christmas and Star Wars go hand in hand. Christmas and Lego go hand in hand. So Christmas and Lego Star Wars is it's an easy sell. So I would fully expect Lego Star Wars game. Look at how cool it looks. Look at all the cool things you can do. Look, it's probably going to be cross-platform if there is any sort of co-op sort of stuff like that. And yeah, you can get it at the end of the year. I would be hugely surprised if we don't have all of that in there.
Me and Samantha have played through a ton of these games, like the Batman ones especially. The Batman ones are hilarious. If you've not watched the Lego Batman movie, please go and watch it because you will piss yourself the entire way through. It is fantastic. But these games are amazing. I can't wait to get stuck into this one. It's going to be class.
First try.
It's Lego Batman when he's throwing his batarangs at the little. I can't remember what it was. There was something to open a gate. Anyway, he goes. And he eventually hits and he goes, first try. It's like, yeah.
Oh, it's so good.
There you go. Lego Star Wars, The Skywalker Saga. We will get more information this week through Gamescom week. And there's a name you've not heard in a long time. We will have all of the information, and it will be in opening night live. So Wednesday, not tomorrow Xbox conference, but Wednesday opening night live. We should have some Star Wars news for you in terms of The Skywalker Saga. Anyway, let me jump back to the comments. Seems Bungie started making special relationship with Microsoft and Xbox after the huge fallout with Activision/PlayStation. Plus, everyone got the new expansion and Game Pass when it released for free, when everyone had to pay £20 to £30. Where did we get to? You got red on you. I've done it. This will be a whole day season release, maximize sales in that period. 100%. 100%. I mean, this was a launch game effectively for me on Xbox 360. I mentioned this before, I think. I went into my local game when I was buying my Xbox 360 and I was like, well, I'm buying a football game or something. I'm buying a shooter, and it was kind of, I was like, I'm going to go see what actually is available, what's a launch title. And I went in and it was like, obviously, game loves a good bundle, whether you want it or not. Buy this and you'll get these 27 games and it'll only cost you another £400. But it was like, buy the Xbox 360 and you could choose 3 games or whatever it was at launch. And Lego was all over the place. Lego, I can't remember which one. It was I think it was the original trilogy was the one that came first. Or was it? Whatever. Anyway, I went in and I was like, it's Lego. I'm a teenage man / kind of thing. I'm not going to buy a Lego game. Feck that. And it was on one of the display pods in the store. I was like, I'm waiting for the queues and stuff to go down. I'll just have a little bit of a play. Within 5 minutes, I was like, yep, this is getting added to my list because this is incredible. They have kind of dropped off me over the years in the same way that racing games have, because for a period of time, they didn't really evolve. They were kind of like, oh, these are cool. People like the idea, the fact that it's super easy to pick up and play, but it's also really well made as a platformer, and it didn't quite evolve enough. So after playing through the original saga and then the sequel trilogy kind of thing or whatever you call it, and then I got the special FN or Finn edition, the gold case edition, when it came to PS4, and I was like, yeah, I'm going to play through all of these. And by that point, I was like, actually, I've just bought this game, and I've never even put it in my PlayStation. So I am intrigued. I may play this, but even if I don't, there will be tons of people that have never played a Lego game that will absolutely shit a brick to throw their money at this. Bacon Chin, thank you very much for the Twitch, baby. 9 months. I love you. I love you. And do you know what? I'm impressed that you keep throwing the subs despite all of the things that Bibby says about you as well.
All those nice things that I say about you.
Yeah, and those too, Bib. Yeah. Wink, wink. Good morning. Good afternoon, even. Thank you very much for the 9 months. I love you. Where did we get to? Don't get GD started. For fuck's sake. West. I'd already had the Mandalorian helmet on. Yeah. To be fair, you got let off lightly. Because this is the way. Yeah, baby. That's enough of that. Back in the room. So yeah, Skywalker Saga will get shown during Gamescom's opening night live showcase on Wednesday. We will be doing a live watch along for that. Do join us for that. Anyway, back into the conversations. Oh shit! Inspecting page source. I didn't mean to do that. Bollocks. Jumping back into the Halo conversation, though, we did start talking about this, so let's jump back in. ANDREA SHEARON at the Gamer says Halo Infinite's campaign won't ship with co-op at launch. Forge won't make the holiday release either. So Halo Infinite isn't launching with a co-op campaign or Forge, but it'll still make its holiday release. 343 Industries' latest development update video revealed that both modes had to be pushed to ship on time. Halo Infinite's head of creative, Joseph Staten, shared the news in 343's latest update, noting that they made the, quote, really tough decision to delay Forge and co-op campaigns so the team could focus on bringing the rest of Infinite up to quality standards. There's no word on when Halo Infinite itself is launching outside of the vague holiday 2021 window, so it's unclear on when we can expect Forge or co-op to follow. Just hit play on this video, even though it's 28 minutes long. Skippity skip. Beep. As for the rest of the video, all of the news out of 343's update isn't a bummer. The team did note that Infinite's tech preview was successful, and they've got issues and feedback from the test on their radar. The studio is also working on mapping out updates for Halo Infinite's first year in the wild, so we'll have plenty to keep us busy as those delayed modes come rolling out. The video itself is pushing an hour, packing mostly developer insights and a few news beats, but there was no new footage revealed from Master Chief's next adventure. Halo's co-op campaign is a pretty iconic experience and has remained a pillar of the series since combat evolved. But it's not the only multiplayer mode. For those of you eager to rush into the PvP experience, 343 just wrapped up testing the mode. It's not indicative of the final experience, as Infinite had us facing off against a bunch of bots, but there was still teabagging. It's really everything you're used to. The tech preview may have given us an accidental peek at other goodies ahead too. Players did their usual data mining of the test and uncovered things like a Battle Royale voice clip and photo mode. 343 Industries hasn't confirmed either of these features in any official capacity, but neither seem out of place in modern standards. So, Bib, we've already established that Halo is terrible, has a horrendous community, and is pretty much devoid of anything of any real value in the world of video games.
The worst.
So, and it's already devoiding itself of any additional value, as now it doesn't come with any reasonable content. So let's just move on. Nice. No one's joking. What a joking. What a joking. What a joking.
Nobody clip that out of context.
Fuck. No. 3 clips, 4 clips, 5 clips. No. Halo Infinite's campaign won't ship with co-op at launch, and no Forge either. Does that impact on your... I mean, obviously you're a Game Pass player, so you're going to get this day one and all that, you know, for $9.99, cheap, low monthly price. But will that change your strive to hit click, download, and play on day one? What are your thoughts?
No, it won't. I mean, it is a little bit of a bummer that I won't be able to run it in co-op. But ultimately, I just play it in single player, and then if it's I'll do the other runs on different difficulties in co-op. Like I usually run it. First of all, I'm playing most of my games on normal when I boot them up. It's not flex. Obviously, if it was a flex, I would play it on hard. But I like to run the first playthrough on normal. And then run the next one.
I think you'll find I am, despite all of the conversations, actually normal.
Yeah. So then I can do the co-op ones on the harder difficulty, just so someone can carry me, if I'm being perfectly honest. I played through Reach and ODST on stream, and I played ODST so many times, I just ran it on hard. Not hard, it was the one after that one. Is it Veteran? I can't remember. And it wasn't impossible, but it was difficult. We managed to do it. It's okay. But it's just one of the things I would much rather play these games in co-op if I've got the ability to. I'll do it on normal, then move on to the more difficult options in co-op. Shame it's not going to be there, but there's a reason why they end up doing these beta tests and that in the first place, because people will then be able to go in and play them to its proper end goal rather than releasing it without it being tested and then people going, this is absolutely dog shit. They've obviously done the test, what they need to do. They're not comfortable with it, they'll wait for it. The things that they are comfortable with, they'll release. It's basically as simple as that. We live in a world now where even if you was to go and buy a physical version of the game, you're probably going to get 10 or 20% of the full game on the disc. The rest of it is done via download, so they can release this as and when they want. They're being clear about what it is that people are going to expect. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. It's just about keeping us updated, and they have done that. They've been very transparent, so you can't really argue. You can't be pissed off. Fair enough, it's not going to be there at the time where you expected, but expectations should always end up getting changed, especially when they're literally laying out the stalls every single time with a roadmap. So it's just what it is at this moment in time. You can still play it. You can play BVP. You'll be able to run through the campaign. There just will be other elements that you may not be able to play day one, but this is going to be a live service game. This is going to be up and running and we'll continue to have things tacked onto it that you wouldn't have even expected to have in the game. So the set of style out, I think we can be happy with what it is that we're going to be getting.
Joke scene.
Thank you very much for dropping in. Thank you for the lurk as well. Good morning, good afternoon. Appreciate it, dude. Yeah, no. Do you know what? I think you're extremely incorrect there, Bib. They promised to release this game last year. They should have released it last year. They didn't, and it's not even going to release the rest of it this year. So therefore, they as developers have failed me as a gamer. My opinions matter. I should have this game right now. And who do they think they are delaying it? It's just not good enough. Yeah, Sodom. That's it. End of. Let's move into the next article. No. It is what it is. It is what it is. It's not ready. It's not ready. Let's make something. Do you know what? It's not ready. Do we throw it out now broken, or do we fix it? You only get one chance at a first impression. Is something we've said many times before. If this is something that they want to fire out and then supersede with something new, that first impression isn't as relevant. It's still relevant, but isn't as relevant because you get another chance at first impression. But they were talking about how they want Halo Infinite to still be around in potentially 10 years' time. They want this to be a game that they turn into a live service and iterate on and build on. So if you release something that's below par, that's broken, that's shit, then you're not doing yourself any justice. If you're releasing it as a live service game that has new fresh content beats that drop out, spread out over time, then what's the issue between launching the campaign and then a couple of months later launching a co-op version of the campaign when you've like debugged half of the fucking debugged it to a point where it's okay, this is fine, this is good for users now. So yeah, it's common sense. It's common sense. They've decided that they want to release something when it's suitable for release. GG's. Okay, it's one of those. It's another one of those. It's a non-article kind of thing, and it takes balls as well to come out. 12 months after. Well, actually, it was supposed to be a launch title, so it's not going to be in for holiday 2021. So that's more like 14 months after release to not have two modes at that point in time. Okay, do you know what? GG's, they've gone, it's not ready, so we'll give it you when it is, rather than just going, okay, we just want to cash grab. And maybe that's because it's a live service game and they want to continue making money off you. Maybe it's because you have a subscription to Game Pass and they want to keep taking money off you. I mean, that's what businesses want. Businesses want to keep taking the money off you, but a cash grab would be, yep, fuck it, you can buy this now, 50 quid, and it's broken. And they're not doing that. So they are wanting to take your money off you, but by giving you good content when it's ready, which you can't really fault that. You can be a bit disappointed that you can't play it yet, but it'll come. Asim says, I'm okay with this. We'll play campaign single player first, and again when it comes out with friends on harder difficulty when co-op is in. Enix said they should just release multiplayer since it's going to be separate anyway and delay campaign. Bacon Chin has gone back to lurking. Thank you very much, Bacon Chin, for the 9 months for the Twitch, baby. We appreciate you. Speaking about appreciate you, Lotus, I'm not going to click on the clip, but I know. Tell us how you really feel, says Lotus. Microsoft and Halo is shit. God damn it. But yeah, no, fair play to him. Fair play to him. Do you know what, Bib? Me and you are going to play through the Halo Infinite campaign at co-op when it's a launch. I've not played through any Halo content. Did not even know co-op campaigns was a thing. So we're going to do that. Facts.
Are you actually? Is this a promise?
Yeah, this is a promise. I mean, I'm not asked about the multiplayer, but the co-op campaign, yes, please. I will take that one. Yes, please.
This is fantastic news.
So let's do it. What's Forge? Tell a non-Halo player what Forge is. Does anyone want to step up and explain what Halo Forge is to the noob that is me? Hard because co-op campaign is a staple of Halo for every single game. See, I didn't even know it was there. That's how, when I was talking about barriers for entry, Forge is a gameplay mode in Halo 3, Halo Reach, Halo 4, Halo that allows for both.
It's a level editor. I've never used Forge.
Oh, okay.
Ever.
Well, that one I'm not bothered about level editing. It's very rich and creative. That's for hardcore community then, essentially. That's where the deep community get their rewards and go beyond just the pick up and play. That's not me. I'm very much outside of the Halo community. And didn't even know what Forge was, which that is very indicative of showing you that anyway. But yeah, I would play through. I would play through the core campaign. So yeah, when it comes along, we will jump in and we'll play through that on stream. Nice.
Fantastic.
Nice. Something else we might jump in and play on stream as well, by the way, as we keep the show moving forward because we're over an hour now, is that Sledgehammer Games claim not showing Activision's logo during Vanguard reveal was a creative choice. So the Call of Duty Vanguard reveal was absent of any mention of Activision Blizzard. This is by George Foster at The Gamer. Let's stop for a second. I know it's probably going to go through it all in this article, but Activision Blizzard's name has been dragged through, I won't say the mud, because obviously nothing has been proven as such yet, but it has been dragged through the headlines as they've been dragged into court. By not having Activision or Blizzard mentioned at all on the Call of Duty Vanguard video, is that, in your opinions, before we jump in the article, is that because they're being creative and they've thought, you know, it's just a creative choice. We thought we'd let the game speak for itself. Could you ever see Activision Blizzard not putting their name on a Call of Duty trailer for the first announcement of their next annual title at any other point in time that wasn't this specific time?
Bollocks.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, I've not read the article, so we'll go through and see what gets said in that. But that's my initial coming into this. That's where I am. That is bullshit. In my opinion, without reading this, without getting the facts, that is why it's not there. Because you're disassociating yourself and the title from the shit. You're letting people look at the game as a game and not all the other stuff. Yeah, okay. But just be honest about it, is my opinion. Anyway, I bet the dev studio asked for that. Given what's going on, probably in their contract somewhere. Yeah, exactly. Anyway, let's jump in, see what the article actually says. So I'll hit the tagline again. The Call of Duty Vanguard reveal was absent of any mention of Activision Blizzard. Sledgehammer Games has responded to the claims that it purposefully left out Activision's name in the Call of Duty Vanguard reveal trailer. Earlier this week, Sledgehammer Games hosted its Call of Duty Vanguard reveal, which included a trailer showcasing the game. Within the trailer, many noticed that there were no mentions of Activision, instead choosing to feature it as Call of Duty Presents. The only time Activision is referenced within the trailer is in small legal text right at the end. This was taken by many as a clear attempt to distance the game from the ongoing allegations and lawsuit brought towards Activision Blizzard regarding toxic workplace behaviour. Previous Call of Duty trailers have showcased the publisher with no issues, so it seemed to some that the Vanguard reveal was trying to distance itself from the lawsuit and from Activision. As reported by VGC, Sledgehammer Games has since responded to those claims, saying that the omission was a creative choice. In a statement to VGC, it said, Call of Duty has continued to expand in an incredible universe of experiences. This was a creative choice that reflects how Vanguard represents the next major installment in the franchise. That's word soup for nothing. Activision Blizzard has come under fire recently due to allegations of toxic workplace culture and abuse within the studio. Several key figures have left the studio as more accounts of abuse from current and former employees continue to service. Studio head Bobby Kotick has responded to the allegations, saying, quote, "You have my unwavering commitment that we will improve our company together and we will be the most inspiring, inclusive entertainment company in the world." Sledgehammer Games responded to the lawsuit during the reveal of Call of Duty Vanguard, saying, "So, on behalf of Sledgehammer Games and all of the teams supporting Call of Duty Vanguard, harassment of any kind goes against everything we stand for as a studio. Everyone, regardless of title, role, gender, orientation, ethnicity, should be treated always with dignity, respect, and equality." Okay, so we've gone through the article again. Question to the chat again, and question to Bib again. Call of Duty Presents, not Activision, not Blizzard, not Activision Blizzard. No mention of the publisher, as there always is. Hey, this is me. This is my game. It's been my game for the last 20 years. We always make this game. Hey, have you seen my game? This is my game. Oops, shit, something's gone wrong. Call of Duty, my game just talks about itself and I'm not here. Just creative? Or is it... I mean, let's be honest. If that is a business decision, it's an intelligent business decision to step away from it. But do you just admit to that? Do you not admit to that? What are your thoughts, babe?
Yeah, they've done this to try and save face. I think to try and take their name out of the shop window, shall we say? It's not it's not in their best interest to have their name attached to anything at this moment in time, even if it is the thing that tends to make them the most money. Obviously, Activision, Blizzard, Activision being mostly Call of Duty. I know there's obviously other games underneath that, but Blizzard having the likes of World of Warcraft, which in turn has had a lot of people who have been working on that game get fired because of stuff that they've done in the past as well. So having then those names on any products at this moment in time isn't going to do them any favors. This is definitely not a creative decision, because if that's the case, I'd like to see anything else that comes out in the next couple of months before the game comes out to see whether or not it does have the logos or anything on there. But it seems so blatantly obvious what it is that they're trying to do, and then to have the cheek to say it's a creative decision, I think that's absolute bollocks. I think they've tried to save face, and I think anyone who has any more than one brain cell will absolutely see through this transparency.
Let me jump back again. So into that statement, Call of Duty has continued to expand on an incredible universe of experiences. It's a new game. Okay. This was a creative choice that reflects how Vanguard represents the next major installment in the franchise. What does that mean? So by not saying who's made it, that it reflects how this is a new game. What? What? Why? That is PR word salad, word soup. Just saying stuff to distract, to take focus away. The reason we have said this is because we believe that this epitomizes our stride towards the future. Okay, that sounds cool, but you've said nothing. The reason we've done this, the reason we've chosen not to put the name on, is because we think that is a good placeholder for how we expect the brand to excel going forward. Also, says nothing. You can make big words, make it sound like you're saying something without saying anything at all. And that's what that is. So this was a creative choice that reflects what was the creative choice? What was the alternative? If there was a creative choice in there, the choice was to have the name or not. Why does not having the name reflect that this is the next game? It doesn't. It's just words. It's word salad. It doesn't say anything. So yeah. Maybe they were caught in a rock and a hard place. Maybe this is one of those things where they were hoping people wouldn't just pick up on it, and when they have picked up on it, they've probably
very naive.
Yeah, and when they have picked up on it, they've gone, oh fuck. Well, we could just say that. We don't want to put Activision Blizzard. But does that then make if they admit to that, does that look like they're admitting to guilt? And maybe it doesn't. Maybe it doesn't necessarily say they're admitting to guilt, but people can see it as that way. Or by saying that could have negative impacts on their share prices by going, actually, yeah, we feel that the company is not attractive right now. Shareholders are going to go, fuck. Okay, well, if we're saying it about ourselves, let's get out. So they couldn't have said anything else. I don't like the fact that they've used word salad. But in fairness, to give the balance to the debate, they couldn't have said anything else. If they'd have said something that acknowledged the fact that we just wanted to let the game speak for itself, we didn't want all of the other shit to cloud it, then you get questions of, okay, so you want everyone to ignore what's going on. You don't feel it deserves its time in the light. It's kind of a no-win situation for Activision there, in that sort of sense. From a business sense, obviously, I'm not neglecting the fact that there's some fucking serious shit that needs sorting out. But yeah, how do you win that? How win being a shit word? But how do you come out of that? Do you stick Activision Blizzard on it? Would you have just put Activision Blizzard on the trailer? Do you think people would have cared enough? Babe, what are your thoughts there?
I mean, it's still your biggest IP. Like, it just screams of ignorance. Do you know what I mean? Like all the stuff that's going on with them being taken to court and things like that. Like, it just seems like they're not owning it or owning up to it. I mean, owning up to it is for that is. This is going to sound so shit, but I genuinely mean this to a good place. It's for everyone else to prove that they are doing something wrong, and there's enough proof out there to show that they actually are. But it just screams like, okay, we're doing something wrong, but just don't do it to this franchise. Just don't disassociate yourself with this franchise. We'll do that. We'll just take our name off it and just leave it out there for everyone else to hopefully not pick up on it, which again is just screams ignorance. Do you know what I mean? yeah, I don't know. I don't know how to put this into words without me coming across as an absolute bellend. But if there's anyone that it means to be
Oh, we've lost you.
making an exact.
Oh, we've lost you again. BB? BB?
In a way, in a
Oh,
not putting their name.
no. Oh, ish, kind of, maybe. Is he back?
Hello?
There he is. There he is. We got, I don't know how to say this without coming across as a bit of a bell end, and then it kind of stopped. I was like, well, are you not saying it then?
I've been silenced. I've been silenced.
Okay, I've got a program called Activision.exe running on my PC. Where is this from? What the fuck?
Yeah, as I was politely saying, it just screams ignorance because of everything that's going on with them and them as a company. They just don't want to be. They don't want their brand to be associated with Call of Duty at this moment in time, despite everyone knowing who and what Call of Duty is and who makes it and who publishes it and everything else that goes alongside it. So it's bizarre, and there was obviously, like you said, hoping for people to not put two and two together. But if you're just going to say it was a creative decision, again, just screams absolute ignorance, and you haven't really got a leg to stand on. But who am I to make judgment?
I mean, it's kind of like choosing which of the two evils do you prefer. Do you keep your name, Activision Blizzard, or just Activision on the title, so that people see it and go, okay, well, you're blazingly just throwing your name out and you don't care? Or do you take that stuff away so people go, oh, you're blatantly taking your name off, kind of thing? So do you either put it front and center and get people agitated, or do you take it off and get people agitated? There's kind of no win situation in that sort of sense for there.
Put it on. You've got to own it. You've got to own it. You can't hide it under it was a creative decision, because that just makes you look even worse. You've got to own it at this moment in time. They're not even saying that they're going to try and do things differently. It's just a case of we will look further into these investigations. Forget about everyone who's gone on strike and stuff like that. It doesn't matter. Just stick your fucking name on it, own it, and then see where you end up. Because
I agree.
It's just disrespectful to everybody else who's been working on it and all your staff else that's there. You've got to read the room, and essentially nowadays it doesn't feel like anybody's doing that. They're not using common sense. They're just trying to save face and please shareholders. But eventually, the stack of cards will fall down, and you will look like the biggest bellends in the world if you haven't done already.
I mean, I agree. I think they should have just done as they have done. Put the name on, celebrated all of the creative process of the people that have made this game come to the fore. Those developers that have made this game are Activision, not the shareholders that are losing out on the profits at the top. So I would have gone, okay, put the name on. Let's celebrate the people that have gone through not only workplace stress, but bullshit that they shouldn't have had to go through. I'd have said putting that stuff on shows that, okay, we are doing the right thing. We are standing by our employees. And not only that, as Jordan says, to be fair, the generic community don't care. They just want to play more COD. Some of the comments from their player base are shocking. Exactly. I mean, they've kind of made an issue. Like, if it had just been there, I think that's less of an issue for me. And like Tito says, if no logos were displayed, you could defend it as creative. To have Sledgehammer Games logo, it screams disassociation from the controversy. And that's what it is for me. It's like, oh, okay, let's just make Sledgehammer and Call of Duty be the thing and forget that Activision exists. And it's like, yeah, but what about all of the tons of people? Obviously, the devs at Sledgehammer have been working on it. But what about, I mean, the development arms within Activision, or all of the other roles within Activision that have been working on this? Are they not relevant anymore? It's almost like a frat boy decision again. Okay, fuck it. Let's just stick them in a room and forget that they were there until people stop talking about it, and we'll let them back out again. At least visually, not physically. Well, I hope not physically. but yeah, I'd have gone with it. In my opinion, I'd have kept that on there and then taking that as a stance as, okay, we're trying to fix shit internally. We want to stand by our community and our people. By hiding those people away, you're not standing by them. You're telling people to look elsewhere. You're probably trying to sort your shit out, but you want to do that behind the curtain. Doing things behind closed doors and cloak and dagger is part of the issue. Not being transparent is part of the issue. So hiding things away is not transparency. That's the exact opposite. So I'd have stuck it on there, in my opinion. Obviously, it would have led to some conversations, probably, but it's led to conversations anyway. Might as well have the conversations from something that you've done proudly than something that you've hidden away quietly, in my opinion. But that's my opinion. There's all sorts of stuff there. Obviously, feel free to have your own opinions on that. Speaking of opinions, Battlefield is getting traction this year. All the bad press COD has, and then Activision news, says Enix. You'd expect that sort of comment if a split was imminent, says Iceman. But that's the thing. I mean, what could happen with a split there? Because if Sledgehammer split, Sledgehammer's only one of 3 devs that work on Call of Duty. You've got Infinity Ward, Sledgehammer, and Treyarch. So, like, do Sledgehammer take a bit of COD? Because they're making Call of Duty Vanguard, and they made World War II. Do Treyarch then take Black Ops, and do Infinity Ward take Modern Warfare? Because, I mean, Activision's not going to let that sort of stuff go. Do Sledgehammers just leave and develop their own games that aren't Activision or COD games? I don't think Sledgehammer would want to walk away from COD because it's such a monumental money earner, and I don't think Activision would want to split up the studios anyway. So I don't see it as that. But I agree. The fact that the hiding names, it's kind of odd in that sort of like divorce sort of sense. But there's no way I see them divorcing at all. So that's what adds to the weirdness. There was talk of Sledgehammer not wanting to do COD anymore and becoming independent. Okay, well, if there's conversations, maybe, but just such a big. I mean, that, I suppose, if you've worked on Call of Duty and you've stepped away in the middle of an Activision crisis, then you could potentially get other publishers looking for developers. So I suppose Sledgehammer could find more IP pretty quickly if that was the case. Maybe, just I don't know. It seems like it was an internal PR like disaster avoidance plan. And it's one of the, do we talk about stuff? Do we not talk about stuff? Usually it's kind of, you go one way or the other. Do we talk about stuff and continue as normal? Do we hide stuff and not talk about things? And they've gone down the hide route, whereas I don't think they should have done. I think there should be, I think you take your licks. If you've got 30 lashes, you take your lashes and do that in the bright of day whilst being seen to do things right, then people will respect you more than just trying to just squirrel it away, in my opinion. Long term, anyway. Anyway, that's enough. That's Bacon Chin says, I love a bit of word, and I know that word is salad based, but I don't know how to pronounce it. Nicosia? I don't know. Salad, mate. Is it? I know it's a type of salady stuff, but I'm northern. We've got lettuce, mate. Lettuce, a cucumber. That's salad. Anyway, one. You are? Niçoise. Oh, there you go. There you go.
I just put it into Google, and then you can press the little speaker, can't you? And it tells you Niçoise.
I suppose just wrote that in chat as well. Niçoise. Nicoise.
Yeah. How very northern of us.
Yeah, nice bit of Nicoise lettuce. Nicoise salad. Anyway, enough Niçoise. Let's speak about some new games. No, Nicoise. There you go. Yeah. Nicoise. That's the one. Mr. T knows. Mr. T knows. Speaking about Mr. T knows, he probably does, as the next bit of news is about WWE 2K22. This is our final news story of the day, written by Chris Scullion at BGC, and it says WWE 2K22's newest, and this is what I call a teaser trailer. Nice, early on. A teaser trailer announces a March 2022 release. The 30-second clip aired during this year's SummerSlam event. Let me hit play on the trailer.
Product not yet rated.
Product not yet rated. I've heard that about 15 times this weekend. Probably more. So a new teaser trailer for WWE 2K22 has revealed that the game will be released in March 2022. The new 30-second commercial aired during WWE's SummerSlam event on Saturday night. Typically, games in what is now the WWE 2K series are released in October or November each year. The only time this didn't happen was the first game in the series, WWF SmackDown for the PlayStation, which was released in March 2000. In a sense, then, WWE 2K22's March 2022 release will be considered a delay by some fans who would have been expecting the usual October or November release. This is the first time the game has been shown since WrestleMania in April, when a teaser trailer was broadcast showing Rey Mysterio and Cesaro fighting. WWE then teased this week's second trailer with screenshots of Edge making his entrance. The new trailer confirms that the likes of Sheamus, Ricochet, Bayley, Carmella, Finn Balor, Roman Reigns, The Miz, Rhea Ripley, Shinsuke Nakamura, You're double. Kane, Goldberg, Bobby Lashley, Kofi Kingston, and Drew McIntyre will also be in the game. WWE 2K22 is looking, quote, fantastic following a complete rebuild of the series gameplay engine. It has been claimed. Forbes writer Brian Mazik claimed during a YouTube discussion stream that he had spoken to people familiar with the game's development who informed him that things were looking promising. Quote, I have actually spoken with people who have good knowledge of the game and understand what's happening from a development standpoint. And what I'm told about gameplay at this point is that it is fantastic, he said. We'll stop there because we did cover that article where all of that.
Just lifted stuff, that, innit?
Yeah, exactly. And just for context, obviously, a bit of balance as well. WWE 2K22 will be the first WWE 2K title since the series skipped an annual release due to the disastrous launch of WWE 2K20. 2K20 was a disappointing full-day view for developer visual concepts, resulting in one of the lowest Metacritic scores in 2K's history, mostly due to a huge number of technical issues at release. Obviously, just to add a little bit more around that, the game has been massively improved. I did play quite a bit of it a few weeks back, and I honestly didn't.
2022, just to put that out there.
Yeah. 2K20, by the way. So it launched and it was bad. We were taking the piss out of it on stream naturally because it looked bad. Did play it a few weeks back, and I didn't have any bugs at all. I didn't have any bugs at all in my experience. Whether the gameplay was right for me as a player, it was a bit slow, and I've spoken about the reversal opportunities and so on it kind of made the game a bit. How can I say it? It didn't feel like I had to wait for my opportunity to come back into the game, and if I missed that opportunity, it was almost akin to having quick time button presses. Do you want to get back into the game? Press X. Oh, you missed it. Okay, well, you have to wait 3 minutes now to get your next reversal kind of thing. And it was, but anyway, that shows that the game was working how it was intended. My issues with the way that was the game what I wanted it to be, but it was much, much better. However, add to that the fact that they've taken a full year off for Visual Concepts, which is an exceptional developer, by the way, to have a full year and then extra months now, because the game's not coming out in October, it's coming out in March. Could potentially mean that 2K 2022 is going to be tasty. If we're going off the artwork that we've seen this weekend anyway, that 30-second trailer, let me hit replay on that again. It looks like it could be the case. What are your thoughts, Bib?
Yeah, I mean, you can probably stick this however you want, with it being a delay, because the games usually come out in October, November, but games don't usually, if they're a numbered sequence, have a year off. So this is outside of normality in a WWE game. So I've seen a lot of people, and I think Chapper said it this morning, saying, yeah, the graphics and the trailers look great. We've only seen 30 seconds of what do we call them, like beats being hit, shall we say. It's just like a promotional trailer. We haven't seen any of the gameplay stuff, but this game isn't coming out until March. What do you want to see now that will potentially tickle your fancy? Like, if there was to show a game now that isn't coming out for another 6 months, is it 6 months? It's even longer than that, actually, isn't it? So September, October, November, December, January, February, March. 7 months. We've got 7 months until this game comes out. Whatever they show now is going to be outdated by Christmas, and that's 4 months away. So they're in a very difficult, well, they're not even in a very difficult position. I think anyone who has been around video games for long enough will understand if you show something now and it's not to a gone gold release standard, then you're basically shooting yourself in the foot. They're doing the right thing by showing the promotional messages and getting the trailers out there to show off the graphics and the fluidity of how it could be. But I wouldn't expect to see anything until Christmas, January time anyway, like 2 months before the game comes out. That's when I would expect to see more gameplay elements. I mean, Esports Boxing Club keep on releasing stuff and the game looks great, but they keep on saying this isn't going to be what the game looks like when it comes out. So why are you showing it then? It doesn't make any sense. Like, showing the game now will not do them any good, in my opinion, because again, things will change. The pace of the game may change, like the combinations and the way that the camera angles zoom in and zoom out when they're doing a finisher, or the crowd getting hyped with a whoa moment. Like, all of these things shouldn't be getting shown off now. It doesn't make any sense to do that because it will change. So you show something out, then it's not in the game. There was I don't know if you'll remember this, but years and years ago, I'm very sure it was SmackDown Just Bring It. Jeff Hardy was meant to be in the game. All of the advertisements that they had, Jeff Hardy was meant to be in the game. But by the time that the game came out, Jeff Hardy had left the company and he'd gone to rehab and he wasn't in the game, and people lost their fucking minds about it. So I don't understand why they would want things to be like that to be shown now, because things change like that, especially in WWE. Like, people are leaving WWE on a daily basis, whether or not they're being fired, they let go, they go and then furlough or whatever, or they're leaving to go to the alternative company. Like, showing that stuff off like that now makes no sense to me personally.
Yeah, I mean, there's different horses for courses as well. Horses for courses. Basically, if you don't know what that phrase means, it means you do what's right for you. What someone else does isn't necessarily right. Esports boxing club showing bits off that isn't represented in final gameplay has a different reason. There's a different reasoning for that, is that WWE is on TV every week. That is a licensed product. You know what that is. That is something that you can see, and you know when you buy that game, a lot of people are buying that without looking at the reviews, without seeing how well 2K20 did, without seeing who the developers are. They're just like, I want to quote Jordan in the chat, swanton bomb someone's nan. That's what basically they're after. That's the experience they're after. I'm just going to buy the game. Job's good. Esports boxing club, yeah, okay, similar with boxing, but WWE 2K22, the games have been synonymous with TV broadcasts and so on. Boxing hasn't had a boxing game for 10, 12 years. So whilst it's a similar sort of thing, it's not an entertainment product in that sort of sense. So you need to build up the desire, the fact that it actually exists. Wrestling fans, stereotypically, are probably younger than boxing fans. I'm not saying all of them, but boxing has quite famously it has an aging audience that needs to be recycled into younger audiences. A lot of the younger audiences that watch boxing and the people that will sit there and watch it week in, week out and know the tale of the tape before it comes on screen. So Esports Boxing Club has to show bits of content. Okay, these are the people coming. Here's some fighting, or you can actually punch people in the face in the ring. Oh my god, yeah, that's fucking and build up to it. 2K22 doesn't need to do that. 2K has been making, well, WWE has been making wrestling games for 20 years, longer than 20 years, obviously, fucking well longer than 20 years. But that's already there. There is an audience there. So by bringing stuff out early, they are starting to like damage their reputation by, okay, here's some unfinished work. If you do that, especially off the back of something that was below par in a lot of the audience's eyes, then you're going to set yourself up for issues. So I agree with Bib. The fact that they're showing bits, they're just at the teaser point. I mean, we're still 4, 5, 6, 7 months away from this game coming out. If they show everything now, it'll be like, oh, great. We'll be in that cyberpunk sort of like, we're on Night City Wire, episode 2456. And in this one, Keanu Reeves shows his left index finger. And it's like, oh.
7 months is so long, so far away as well. Like, think about this, in most sports games, the development time is like 9 to 10 months. This game is 2 months short of a development cycle of a game. Like, it is so far away. Like, showing gameplay now, I don't think would be a very good idea, and that's probably why they're not showing it now. It genuinely makes no sense. I understand people are desperate for it because they've taken a year off and they need to see something to try and either build their hype up or just get excited about it. But I think it'll have a bigger detriment to their brand and WWE, especially after how bad 2K20 looked. For me, it just makes no sense, and I think they're making the right call. I understand people are probably getting a bit pissy about it, and that's them and their own excitement levels. Absolutely understandable. But if you take another step back and think this game's coming out in 7 months' time, that's a long time for anything. That's a long time for anything.
That's a good thing as well, in my opinion, because a lot of people, rightly so, completely rightly so, are speculative. At best, about WWE 2K22, is it gonna be shit? Which, if you've played a game, the last one that you played and you didn't enjoy it, it was broken and buggy, understandable. You've put your time, your effort, and your money into that, and you've not enjoyed it. Understandably, people are going to be upset about 2K22 potentially not being good either. Same developer, not the developer that was there before when the game was in its heyday as such, but. I've had quite a few people over the weekend. I mean, I posted out that the trailer that was posted. I posted it early Sunday morning. Bib did the same thing as well, and it was Lake was the first one to do it. Actually, I had a comment of, but was the last one not shit? And yeah, it was. It got better, but it was. But then again, they've had a full 12 months off that, and now the fact that this kind of calls out the fact that it's been delayed again. It was almost kind of said as if it was a negative within this article as well. I can't find the bit where it so the release will be considered a delay by some fans who would have been expecting the usual October or November release. I mean, you could read that either way, really. That could just be, oh, well, I was expecting it. And it's just a straightforward look at how it is. But you could also read that as a negativity kind of angle, as in like the fact that the game has been put back to March and isn't coming out in October or November, I don't feel should be treated as any form of negative. So I would say if Chris Scullion didn't mean that with any hint of negativity, that's fine. If Chris Scullion was commenting on the fact that some people were being negative, then I suppose that is fine. That's their opinions. But I just feel like the game's had a full year off and then an extra half year. It could be bad. It could be. Any game could be bad. But if the last one was bad, okay, get your guard up. Be ready to like judge. Okay, I'm going to judge this based on what it is. But I think that's quite a considerable thing to have 18 months between releases or whatever it works out as in the end. 18 months between releases is such a monumental time for something that is an annual release. Yeah, that's. Not even 18 months. It was. So it's usually 12 months between releases. It's 24 plus 6 effectively. So it's such a large amount of time there between WWE 2K20 and 2K22 that I can't wait to see it. I want to see more. That's the only downside to this trailer for me. Rightly so, it doesn't show you all of the things in the game. But as Mr. T says, dying to say stuff, but I like my job. I'm dying to see stuff. I want to see it because I'm kind of like a positive person when I'm looking forward. I believe that Visual Concepts, exceptional developer, having basically 2.5 years to work on a game, is it going to be perfect? Probably not, but it could be exceptional. It could be ridiculously good, and I can't wait to 4 months down the line or whatever when we start to get a bit more of a faster pace of content to see. I don't know if that's actually when it is, by the way. I've not been told by Mr. T. So, yeah, that's my guessing. What, release cycle's 3 months away. That's what I'm kind of getting at. So if 4 months down the time we start to see at Christmas, we're getting trailers and stuff coming out about what it is, I can't wait to see what it looks like. I hope it absolutely scratches every itch and every urge that people have because, yeah, boy. Trailer set hype. Hype sets pre-order levels. Pre-order levels set shareholder expectations for quarterly earnings. This sets release date, which can cause games being rushed. Yeah, exactly. And that release date has been put back, so that shouldn't be happening this time. The fact that the release date is October and November historically, unless you go back 22 years or 21 years, then yeah, the last one was 2000 that was released in March. So we should be fine. They've added an extra 5-6 months on top of that, so should be good. Should be good, right? How many of those names will have been released by the time the game comes out, says Iceman. Touche. If you speak, you are in trouble, says Tino. Isn't that just the video game industry? E3 trailers, TV adverts, all synonymous with footage not representative of actual gameplay. I think, yeah, I mean, there's all sorts of things in that, though. There's multiple reasons. I mean, very rarely do you get someone trying to scam someone. Usually it's a case of the game doesn't give you the angles and the content that you need for a trailer or whatever. Usually it's not to upsell because you get slapped like Apple did when they showed how quickly you can download an app from the App Store. It's on your phone in like 2 seconds, whereas in reality it was like 10 minutes, so they had to go sequences shortened and stuff for advertising purposes and so on. It's not usually malicious, but it's where people can read into that, and I feel by just showing a couple of bits at this point, they've set expectations, they've pushed it back, people know it's coming, but they've not overpromised or underdelivered. So yeah, this kind of works for me. There was another one. Tito says, I see you, bingo. We've discussed sweaty men in spandex, just need Slim Chicken, PUBG, and Graham singing to complete the set. Well, you know. Let me just Slim Chicken, It gets the people click, 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 clicking. The clock is ticking. No. Okay, that's enough of that. PUBG, by the way, there you go, I mentioned it as well. Nice! Okay, that is the end of the stream. WWE 2K22 is set to release in March 2022. We had a 30-second teaser trailer over the weekend. It looked pretty tasty, and we will have more eyes on that as it comes to the table. I didn't mean to say table, but I'm looking at a clip of Roman Reigns that has head of the table on his T-shirt, so there you go. So yes, a quick recap of the news that we have been through. Obviously, we gave you the rundown that it is Gamescom week. There is 5 streams, including 2 watch-alongs on our channels. We will post out about that a little bit later on today. So keep your eyes on our socials as we will confirm when the streams are, who will be on it. Speaking of Gamescom, the Skywalker Saga will be covered at Gamescom for the first time in over a year. So that's the new Lego Star Wars game, by the way. Halo Infinite won't have extra modes at launch, like the co-op campaign or Forge, but they will be added to the game afterwards. Sledgehammer Games says that Activision wasn't omitted from their reveal show. It was just a creative choice. Yeah, of course it was, mate. And then finally, WWE 2K22 has released a new teaser trailer, and it looks fucking good. Can't wait to see more of that. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, is that. Okay, quick thoughts. What's everyone thinking? Skywalker Saga, Halo Infinite, Call of Duty Vanguard, WWE 2K22. Any of those tickling your fancy? Speaking of which, Enix says we should do an ice cream. Oh, what was that? What was that?
I said all of them.
Goddamn right. Enix says we should do an ice cream WWE League, get all subs, etc. in it. Do you know what? That's kind of the stuff that we're looking at. So the reason I was playing WWE 2K20 the other week is that we want to do a bunch of content around WWE, because WWE games are super interesting to watch. Battle Royale works on stream because you get time to interact. You get some lulls and stuff. A racing game, you're always driving. A football game, you're always on the pitch. Obviously, you have menu breaks and stuff like that. But WWE is a game where you can change the pacing of it, and it's a really good viewer experience that you can then loop other people into the game. So we want to bring wrestling games into our mix, which is obviously why we keep looking at WWE 2K and so on. So yeah, maybe not a league to that point, because that's kind of stepping into the world of esports. Maybe a league, I don't know, maybe. But definitely we want to look at, yeah, the options. We'll definitely be doing some of that stuff. So if we get some WWE 2K action on the go, yeah. Anyway, we're going to drop off. I'm not jumping back on today. I have too many things to do this afternoon. But what about you, Bib? Are you playing any games this afternoon?
Yes, I've just got some info. I've just got Samantha just texted me about the car, so I'm going to go and try and deal with that. But yeah, we'll be back on for the time being.
What are you playing?
I think we're going to continue episode 3 of Football Manager, if I'm being honest.
Oof. See, I started watching a bit of Football Manager, and then dropped out, jumped back in and out. Give me a quick summary of where we are with that.
Okay, so because we're managing Curzon Ashton, we're meant to be avoiding relegation. We're doing well with that. We have met our over 2 expectations. So it was to get into the first round of the FA Trophy, which we did. Not the FA Cup, the FA Trophy. We had to get to the round 3 of the preliminaries for the FA Cup. We managed to do that as well, but got knocked out in the 4th round. So everything's going well so far. We just need to stay afloat. We can't get caught into the relegation battle, but all of our expectations have been met so far, so we're doing well.
Nice. If you want to see Curzon Ashton, Bibby's Football Manager playthrough, do feel free to come back. If you haven't already, hit a follow on the channel. That way you will get notified when we do go live. Before any of that, though, Bib, is there anything else you'd like to add?
Yes, again, thank you very much for joining us for the first episode of The Scoop this week. We still have 4 more episodes. So if you want to help, in my back of my head, it's Shape Our Show, but someone always comes in with the Shave Our Show. It's living in my head rent-free. So if you want to help shape those shows, then there's 2 ways you can do that. First of all, find us on social media. This is at Ice Cream Uploads across all major social media platforms, or get involved with our Discord. If you're watching this in any of our on-demand videos, if you're listening to it on demand, go into the description. All the links that you require will be listed there for you. But all we need from you is a URL plus your thoughts and opinions. We will then give you our thoughts and opinions on the very next show, which will be at what time tomorrow? Instagram Day.
That will be at 10 a.m. Oh, thank you very much. Oh, sorry, I got distracted then, by the way, that has anyone else seen that news from eFootball, as in play_eFootball on Twitter, the official account for eFootball. Today we have an exciting announcement for all our fans in the US. We have signed a deal with the Major League Soccer Players Association, granting us the rights to use all of their players in eFootball. So there you go. More players in the game. You'd love to see it. Love to see it. We'll talk about that tomorrow. But the next show will be at 10 a.m. ish. Lotus says we're playing games. I'm not playing games. Bibby will be playing Football Manager. I probably not jumping on unless I jump on later on this evening. I've got a busy day of work stuff to do. So yeah, not me. But yeah, feel free to drop in. Help Bibby and Curzon Ashton avoid relegation, push up the table, and we'll see you tomorrow, 10 a.m. ish, for the next episode of The Scoop. Until then, stay frosty.
Stay frosty.